Hello, Simmers, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a good day today. So I am back with another speed build. I know, another one. But you know what? I have a let's build coming. So let's focus on that and let's get through this one. I'm actually super proud of how this build turned out. I had in my mind that I wanted to do a loft. So I kind of went with that idea and I kind of just, you'll see where it takes me, but I absolutely love how it turned out. So this, I ended up calling it the Modern Artist Loft. You will see why. It is on a 20 by 15 lot in Newcrest. It is just over 69,000 simoleons. One of these days I will do a budget build, but it will not be today. And then it does end up being just one bedroom, one bath. So I am liking doing these smaller builds, but don't worry, I will eventually kind of get out there and do the bigger ones. So actually, this kind of the person I ended up building this house for was my last video. The elderly couple, I ended up going back and making them, and I ended up making them 2 children as well. So they have a son and a daughter, and the daughter is the one that lives in this house. So she is a modern businesswoman out there making her money, but she has a little side hustle of doing paintings and portraits and such. So that is her real passion. She is not passionate about business. She really loves art. So that is who I built this house for. She has money, obviously, because this is a very nice place. But she doesn't like to really flaunt it, which is why the place is small. So that is kind of what this house is. We'll kind of start talking about the build and get out of the whole gossip stage about the character. So I'm working on the kitchen right now. I really wanted this layout to be open concepts, light, airy, lots of natural light coming in, hence the windows. And so the kitchen is just an open little L kitchen. It has a partial, I guess you could say, it's not an island. I guess you could call it like a peninsula. But it has like a little area jutting out there for a couple Sims to sit at if you are entertaining or you have a get together at your place. And then there is a dining room area here. I really wanted a glass table to keep with the modern effect. So we ended up going with that, and then we threw some just regular black chairs there with it. I couldn't decide what angle I wanted it at, but I finally decided to just keep it this way. I guess parallel with the wall or parallel with the island, we'll say that. And then I had a few different ideas for this office area here. I wanted it just to be a little nook where she could work on her cases and stuff she had to bring home with her. I ended up just doing a desk and some shelves there, and then we had a little table on the other. We ended up putting a table on the other end of that room. So I'm just one of the hardest things is deciding what you want to throw up on these shelves. I ended up turning these shelves black also, as you guys will see. I wanted to have a few little accent colors throughout the house, and one of my accent colors was green that I decided on, as you can see with the chairs and everything. But it did end up changing a lot of things later on because I kind of just like go through the house and I'm like, I don't really like this. I like how this turned out. Ooh, sorry. I just got a really big yawn. It is 1:45 in the morning and I am recording a voiceover for this. So, um, but anyway, so I kind of go throughout the house and I'm like, I don't really like how this looks here. So I just minorly change it. Some of that stuff I might not have gotten on recording, but you will see it at the end of the video with the screen grabs. And I did end up turning up my quality for the game and the video camera. So my images do look a lot better, and as do the recordings. My computer does move a lot slower now though, so that is the one downside of it. But I don't know, hopefully one of these days I decide to save up money for a desktop computer. But that will only be if this actually takes off. So we shall see. For now, we get a slow computer. So now, as you guys can see, I'm getting a little better at placing objects. So I'm pretty proud of myself. Um, Throwing up some blinds there so we can pull them down, black out some of the light if we want to, if it gets too bright in her house. Here I am fixing my placed objects. I'll get there eventually, don't worry. Don't you worry. Sorry if you guys hear those like loud little snapping noises. That is me like pursing my lips together, I guess. And I need to stop doing that because that can be really loud over the microphone, especially if it is right next to my mouth. So sorry in advance if I keep doing that. It's just kind of something that I do with my mouth when I am not talking. So, the way I originally did this living room is completely different from the way it ended up. You guys will see that I completely end up changing it. Looking back at it, I absolutely hated how I had it the first time, so I'm really glad I changed it to how I ended with it. So this weekend actually was one of my very first weekends off in probably over a month. So I spent pretty much all of today on Sims. I built 2 full houses alone. Well, no, I built 1 house today. And then I finished one up from yesterday. And I finished the recordings and I uploaded them and I got them started and I got them edited. And then I finally decided, you know what, I want to do a Let's Build. For the base game, I will have a Let's Build Part 1 up after this guy, probably on Monday, I would assume, is when I'm gonna upload it. But it will be a base game Let's Build. Because I know there's a lot of new people coming into the community, and they're probably really curious about the building aspect, and they might just want a family home with a base game. So that is why I decided on that. So you guys kind of get to see my building process, the way I think things out, how I decide on stuff. So I think that's kind of fun to do that. So I'm working on the living room right now, and as you can see, it's absolutely hideous how I'm making it. I don't know why I don't quite like it. It might just be the layout, it might be the colors. But I did want to try to throw the green, that accent color green in there, but it just wasn't working. So I do eventually go in and change it completely, as you will see. And then I did decide that this wood flooring also wasn't the right color that I wanted, so I ended up changing that as well. The one thing I didn't entirely like about this build was the bathroom because it was so long and skinny, and yeah, I just didn't really like how it turned out entirely with the bathroom. But the rest of the place I am definitely over the moon with. And then there I changed the wood to a darker wood, which I think fit the place a lot better. All right, so now we are starting on the bedroom. Um, it is a lofted apartment, so there's basically no privacy. The only privacy you're getting is when you're in the bathroom. But living by yourself, you don't really need a whole bunch of privacy, so that is okay. Now, if this was a two-person apartment, like she had a roommate, that would be a different story because there would be absolutely like you'd have a bedroom down on the main floor and then you'd have one up on the top floor, and it would be like you'd hear everything. Like someone sneezes in the middle of the night, you hear it. So that's why lofts are better to be kept as a single apartment unless you like are a married sim or like engaged or have a boyfriend living with you, girlfriend living with you, whatever. So yeah, that was kind of my thought process on that. Here I am completely changing the living room, like completely changing it. And I actually, looking back on it now, I love how it turned out. Like the gray tones, the everything about it. I just loved it. So it's always funny to me when I see people comment, or and it's not like funny, but it's just entertaining when I see when people like compliment me on like my builds and everything. I really love it because ever since I was little, I've always been fascinated with even just like rearranging my room. And I finally actually did a complete renovation of a new bedroom at my parents' house just a couple like weeks ago. I just finished it. So that to me is just something I really enjoy doing. So when people compliment me on it, it makes my heart like so happy. And like the Sims game has really given me that creative outlet to create these spaces that I may not have the money for in real life to actually do. So that to me is just I love it so much. So this is something I'm super passionate about. And yeah, so like when people compliment me on it, it just yeah, my heart just it just goes bum 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 bum. So I'm moving on to the bathroom now. Like I've always said in the past, these are probably the most boring parts unless you have like a really, really big fancy bathroom that you're doing. The small ones, it's just, you're just kind of creating it to work for your space. So that's what I'm kind of doing here. I had a thought that I would probably throw these shelves up and put some towels, extra towels on them, but then I decided no, I don't really have that much room and it makes the bathroom look too crowded, so I decided against it. And then now I am creating this little artist space. I'm going to throw some supplies out there. I think I'm going to put a couple I totally forgot the word that I'm looking for. To put a couple canvases. There we go. Oh wow, I need to go to bed. So I had the canvas rack sitting over there with the finished paintings, and then I am throwing out some fresh canvases right next to the easel. And then this whole area here, I realized she didn't have a whole lot of space for her like dresser and like closet area. So I did give her an actual dresser. And then I gave her that little rolling rack of clothes that I think comes with Get Famous. But I eventually come back to that. Now I'm kind of going through the whole debug menu to find some things to throw out there. I don't know. I don't really like the whole messy look. I like the more staged look of things. So that's I just didn't work for me the whole debug. The debug thing is cool if you're like creating a like story, like a house to go along with the story because you have like things out there, blah blah blah. Like I've seen those things on YouTube where people create like actual stories to go with. Like I think that's cool too, but I don't have that in me. But that's where the whole debug thing would come in more for me, is if I was creating a story. I did throw out some makeup and hair items on her dresser here, just because I feel like it would make it a little bit more realistic. There is a female living there. It does give a little bit of decoration. So that is why I did that. I should have really cut this out because it takes forever for me to get it out there. But I think after this, that was pretty much all I threw up there. Yeah. And then I might have put a plant as well. So kept it really simple. Now we're moving on to the outside, which is actually one of my favorite parts of the build. You will see why here in a few. Since the lot was small, there wasn't a whole lot of room for entertaining space outside, like on the ground level. So I was trying to figure out a way to get up on the roof, and thankfully these stairs expanded enough that I could get up there. I was going to try to do a double level stairs, but I saw here that they did expand enough, so that is what I ended up doing. To me, it looks like a lot of stairs to walk up, but thankfully it is just on Sims. um, so yeah, that I kind of created a landing there, and I put the same glass railing up as well. I really wanted to kind of do a pool area as well, but it just wasn't going to work with the roof. It would have went all the way down into the house, and then in the backyard it just did not have enough space, and I just thought it looked kind of awkward out there. So I completely decided to get rid of it, and I just created the entertaining space upstairs. So as you can see me here, I am completely struggling for a good, I think in my time, it was 5 minutes straight, and then I I just completely decided against it. So I thought maybe if I could raise the pool and put it up there, it would take it out of the house a little bit better, but it did not. So I just completely decided, forget about it. We were just gonna go with my first plan. Um, and you will see kind of what I don't want to give it away before it really starts happening, because it's actually really cool to watch. One of my favorite things to do, I think I said it in the last video, is to add columns on the side, because it just finishes up the look of the outside of the house. It just looks so much fresher. And then to do that, the trim around each of the levels, I love it so much. One thing I haven't figured out though yet is why it won't let you put the trim where the stairs end up on the inside. That's something that drives me absolutely nuts. Like why won't you do it? Like what's wrong with you? So yeah, that's what I was kind of figuring out there, but it did let me put it if I went around. So that is one of the things they need to fix. Or maybe I just need to do research and figure out why it won't let me. And then I decided to raise the building, and I put that sleek foundation on it to keep it just all in one go. This really does remind me of like an apartment building or even like a condo, and I love it. Maybe one of these videos in the future I will do like a whole like either apartment complex or like a bunch of little condos or something on a big lot. We'll see. Maybe that can be like a let's build or something. That would be a lot. That would be a long video. So then I decided to give her a little porch, and with the same glass railing, same stairs that I've been using throughout the build. And we did keep the, okay, am I moving to the top now? Yes. We are going to the roof. This is, like I said earlier, probably my favorite part of the build. It's just like the dark tones of the wood and then the gray paint and just the greenery that I use up there. It's so relaxing and pretty. Like I would hang out on this roof all day long. Like you guys don't even get it. All day I would be out there. but I kind of gave it a little greenery area over there. And then I gave her a hot tub because I couldn't give her a pool, and I was thinking maybe I could close it in and then make it like put a ceiling on that half floor, but it wouldn't let me. So I ended up just moving the hot tub over and giving her an outdoor cooking space. So that is what I ended up doing there, as you can see. I forgot to cut that out of the video. That's all right. So I give her a nice grill, and then I use the outdoor counters from Perfect Patio, I believe, and give her a sink, throw some decorations up there. I think I put a cutting board and some knives because you always need that. I wish they had mini fridges. I think that would be so cool to create like a whole outdoor. I just want too much stuff. I mean, the fact that we have to form together this stuff to even make loungers. We don't have loungers for this game. Like, that is one of the things I really hope we get if they do give us that Island Paradise expansion pack or game pack or whatever they're gonna do. Make it. Is I really hope they give us like poolside, beachside loungers. That would be so cool. But they are pretty easy to make. Since we don't have them, you just get a chair and an ottoman that are similar enough, or even from the same pack, and you just have your move objects cheat on and you just put them together. So I did give her a little area to lay out in the sun with an umbrella, and then I did throw some extra greenery up there. That is from, I'm trying to remember what that is from. I think it's from Seasons. That little stand thing with the plants on it, which I think is super cute, and it just adds some extra greenery. I use it a lot. You will see in a lot of my videos. I used it in the last one. I believed I used it in one of my other speed builds I made today. So yeah, that's one of my favorite objects to use. Maybe I will cut myself out from using it eventually. We'll see. We'll see. Don't hold me to any promises. But here I am placing that cutting board and knife set, as I said. And then this cup just was not placing very well. It's from Debug, and then it wouldn't let me delete it at all. So I had to completely redo it and replace those items. But I got it eventually. Alright guys, so we are on the tail end of this video. I basically just throw down some terrain paint, put up some hedges, and then a couple trees for landscaping. I keep it pretty simple because I want it really sleek and modern looking. But anyway, if you guys like this build and you want to download it from the gallery, just search my EAID aagagnon and you can download it from there. I will say if you don't have a lot of the packs that I used, you won't get everything in it. But I just want to thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you. Bye.